Taking a moment here to highlight what we feel is one of the most undervalued and most iconic, yet also really hard to find cards from all of the pre-1950s. This is, in a lot of ways, is Ruth's last sort of like mainstream issue. I think everything that was produced after this 48 Leaf really takes him away from what people generally regard as his like plain era into, these more commemorative issues that were issued by Topps and whatnot throughout the decades that followed. But this card, it holds a special spot. It was issued right at the beginning of the 48 Leaf production, and in a lot of ways it's got attributes that are rarely seen. This is probably the cleanest, sharpest 48 Leaf Ruth that we've ever handled. It's just glistening. The surfaces are immaculate. The focus is perfect. The orangey red background is as pristine as you could ever imagine. Corners are sharp. This card really glows. It's got about a 60-40 centering shift, right to left. And I tell you, if it weren't for that, you'd be looking at a card that probably would have graded even higher on a technical scale. This card just does not surface. I can't remember the last time we had an 8. In fact, it's kind of a special thing when we find this card in a 5. The market has really remained suppressed. There have not been enough sales, and so the real 8 market, I feel, is dramatically higher than where it should be, or than where it is today. It should be a lot higher. So as it sits, this is a really exciting investment opportunity because the cat's not really out of the bag yet as to where the 8 market should be on a card of this magnitude. Considering that 33 Gaudi 8s are well into the 5 figures, 6 figures plus, how this card is worth less than $20,000 or $30,000 is a little hard to explain. So I see a really bright financial future for those few examples that do exist. Try to grab them up as you can. They just don't surface often enough. So again, we gave this one a rating in our top 30%. It's above average in our opinion. It's better than your average 8. I mean, any 8 would be special, but we really like this one because of the cleanliness and the overall preservation. Corners are awesome. There's no chipping. There's very little toning. It's got one little print blemish down here, and aside from that, it's perfectly printed, just perfect, not a single fleck or speck. From the back, again, the cardstock is really well preserved. There's no stains, no scrapes or scratches. So if you've been in the market for this card, I think this is definitely one worth considering. Not only because it's, in our opinion, it's in the top 30% of all the 8s, but you just don't see this card, and the market seems woefully low compared to where it should be. I think the X5 price has easily doubled in the last year or two, and yet the 8 price hasn't really responded because we haven't had 8s to sell. I think that there could be some fireworks with this issue. So definitely comes highly recommended. Wanted to take a moment to highlight it. This is just a really great investment piece from the 1940s, and it's definitely not something to overlook.